Sup? Man, do I got a little eyeball piece here. I picked this up and it'll end up over there at Timber's Edge Knives at a pretty reasonable price. But look at this. This is a signature Jim Frost knife and it's got ZR02 steel, which is a ceramic steel, aluminum bolsters, and then carbon fiber with a steel liner. And the action on this thing is really bound up. The blade's pretty much centered, but yeah. And this coating, this ceramic, is just the toughest thing on the planet, man. I mean, this stuff, what a unique, cool, interesting little piece. Um, I mean, it's barely a three finger knife. You know, if I get in here, I can get three fingers. It's not for any kind of this. It doesn't have a pocket clip. It's a fifth pocket, little interesting, super tough knife. That blade, that ceramic. I'm always kind of curious. Why would you make it? Because they're kind of crazy hard to sharpen, and they don't get sharp like a steel knife. These ceramic knives will hold an edge forever and ever and ever. But they don't sharpen up like other stuff. Let me, man, let's see. I'm sure it's on washers. It's just a matter of, is it serviceable? And that's what I want to find out. I want to see if I can tweak this action a little bit. Yeah, I love a little challenge, man. I enjoy tinkering with knives, man. That's my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off too. It's carbon fiber. I don't know if I'm gonna pull it off the other side. We'll see what we discover here. Yeah, see, I can take it apart right there. So I think I might leave the other side intact. We'll see. Yeah, little T6 is all the way through here, except the pivot was a T8, and I felt that scale come loose there. So I think I can. Yep. And then it has a Teflon washer, a small one on the lock side and a large one on the show side. It's got a little stop pin in there, and it's dry as a bone. So, you know what? I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to lube it up a little bit and see if we can't get this thing to run a little better. Yeah, it's not major surgery. I'm not going to do anything major to it, but I will consider it a personal victory if I can tune this thing up. Oh, look at that. That coating. It's got to be like a DLC coating, or it's some way that they coat that steel, that particular steel, that ceramic, because the coatings on these are so tough, man. I mean, next level, next world stuff, like something out of the future. Space Marines are going to be using that stuff. I think it did have grease in here at one point, and through time it's just evaporated. These are still available, very limited. Like they're not really out there on the open market necessarily, but I think you can come across these. I do believe that the going rate on these has been, I don't know, probably right around $50 or so. I've seen them for a while. It's interesting, and I'm intrigued by the steel. That ceramic ZR02, man. It's an interesting thing, and of course, I get it, trying to come up with something new and solid, and you never know. You could hit a home run. or like in most cases, you strike out. It just doesn't take off in the marketplace, and you've made what, 1,000 knives or whatever, and it's just not made. They don't go mainstream, but I think that's the nature of that business, right? Hopefully, you sell enough of that first run that you made more than you spent, right? I think that's the goal. Make a little more than you spend. If you can make a little more, you're happy. If you can make a lot more, well, then you're ecstatic, right? It's a profitable venture. It does have a captured pivot. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get a little bit of oil down here. A couple of small drops. And then I'm going to do this side as well, because I want to assist every way I can here, because, man, that action wasn't good. I wasn't impressed with it. And I mean, that already feels like 1,000,000% better. Like, that thing didn't rotate at all when I took it apart. Let's do the same thing up here. I'm going to put a little bit in that track for that detent ball. And now that I've done the blade side of that, I'm going to do the scale side, the liner. There we go. Come on, man. I mean, we're almost home. That was a lot of dead air there, wasn't it? Goodness. It's like, bro. And honestly, I really didn't have anything to say. I was just focused doing them little screws. Yeah. Ran out of things to say. And that's like an old song, isn't it? Ran out of things to say. A little melancholy. Oh, that's 1,000,000% better. Watch. Yeah, look at that. It's got a little wiggle. I don't want that wiggle. Oh yeah, I can feel it right there. There we go. Ooh, I shook it. Almost got it completely shut. I mean, yeah, it's a ton better. Very nice. Now, I was able to put a little more on that, and I'm going to pay attention to it to see if it comes loose. But yeah, that thing's wonderful now. Nice little pocket piece. Rolls out very good. Let me check it and see if it's loosened up a little bit. No, it's the same. Okay. Well, pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Well, let's get a good look. Look at that. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm gonna rate that action. Access to the liner lock now. This is scalloped way back there, and the liner is kind of actually even raised off the other side. So very intuitive to get to it. Easy to push it out of the way and then deploy that wonderful little blade. I just now noticed it's got the dual thumb stud. So, oh, look at that reverse flick. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, this thing runs now. Awesome. I mean, ergonomics, I can choke up to here, and by choking up here, I get a full 3 fingers, and my pinky goes off the back. So it actually kind of gives me a fairly solid little grip on this knife. It's most definitely not built for big work, but what a cool little pocket knife. Yeah, a little fifth pocket knife. Yeah, there's no reversing or hammer fisting or doing none of that with this little piece. But it's got a great little slow roll. I can flick it, and I can reverse flick it really well. Come on, man. This thing, pretty cool. Let's make sure we can't contact the blade. Why not? We'll just check. Yeah, there's no contact in the blade. And the detent on the close side, I think it actually will suck it in there. Yeah. It's got a nice little detent ball on it. Pretty cool. Let's check that lock. Yeah, it's solid. Well, actually, I think it broke right there. It did. It unlocked. Let's try it again. Oh, no, it unlocked. I mean, I probably need to put a little tension on that because that's not good. Where we at? I got a couple of minutes. Let me do it. Yeah, that's not good, man. What's up with that? I think I just need this back piece. I don't need the bolster off. Make sure I put that washer down there. And then I'm just going to get a reference on how far apart that is right there. And I'm going to increase it. Let's go. Yeah, let's do that much right there. Which is a pretty substantial little increase on that. I'm just saying. I did it quite a bit. Only, the reason I did that is because I don't think, it's not going to matter if it's a little too much on this knife. Because it's such a little teeny weeny thing. We're not focused a lot on this action. As long as it's smooth and I can slow roll it, if I can still snap it out from a couple of positions, that'd be awesome. But if it's a little stiffer than it has to be, that's okay. Most importantly, because I don't want to have to get back in here again. I kind of, on this little thing, I'd like to be one and done. If I got to pull it apart and make adjustments, I don't want to do it twice. It's got a little slot for a lanyard. Might slightly be overkill on this little dude, but I don't know. Maybe a lanyard on here would be pretty nice. put it deep into a fifth pocket or a pocket, and then a lanyard stick out. Grab that lanyard and get your little knife out. Well, let's check the action. Oh, got to put the pivot back in. I mean, it's a lot more stiff. It's got a great little slow roll. And man, is it snapping into place now. Let's check that lock. Yeah, there ain't no failures coming out of that lock. Well, now let's check this blade. Let's check the sharpness of this blade. Because they're different. You know, it's not going to be the same as my little CJRB here, my Echo. Very smooth, very sharp. Let's see what this does. I mean, it's quite a bit more toothy, but it's sharp. The difference is this thing will cut like that forever. This thing, I'm going to have to hone it and tune it up fairly regularly. It's a lot finer edge and that softer steel. Whereas on this ceramic, this ZR02, this stuff is tough as nails. I'm going to try to loosen that pivot just a little bit. I might have overdone it. I mean, it didn't really feel like I did. No, I did. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just a little too tight. All right. Jim Frost signature, Frost cutlery, carbon fiber, aluminum bolsters, and then ZR02 ceramic steel blade. Pretty cool. And that black coating, I can't call it a DLC. I'm not sure what it is, but I can tell you this. It's as tough as it gets. Yeah, super tough stuff. Let me give you a price, because this is going to go over at Timber's Edge Knives, in case you're interested in it. Okay. It's $35 over at Timber's Edge Knives. So if you're interested, you can look for it over there. It's still available. It's not a standard stock item for it, so it's like this unit. So I don't know if it's there or not by the time this airs, but yeah, if you're interested, go check it out. Appreciate you watching. It is a pretty cool little piece. I don't know, maybe it's meant for a desk or something, opening mail or packages or whatever, but yeah, pretty slick. Appreciate y'all watching.